This place is a maze. Where the heck am I now? Holy, that thing's bigger than Long Island and it doesn't look too friendly. The sensor array has a shield around it. I'll have to take out the shield generators first.
Welcome to the boss fight against Oscorp's ultimate weapon. We're going to want to destroy the generators furthest away from it because they're the most difficult. And they're the most difficult because when we're far away from the robot, it shoots its giant laser, which hurts a lot. When we get really close to the robot, it turns its laser back off. So the idea is to quickly swing over to the generator, punch it, and then swing back to the robot before we get blasted too much. Thankfully, the generators are very weak, so we don't need to spend an excessive amount of time hitting them. It's very possible to jump over and dodge this giant laser, it's just, kinda hard. There's only two more of the distant generators near the center, but we're not going to get them both at once. We're going to stick to our hit and run strategy, because if that laser hits us even twice, we can lose over half our health very quickly. The rest of the generators aren't so difficult, even though they may appear more difficult at first. We kind of fell on the ground, but that's okay because the giant laser doesn't seem to be interested in us right now for whatever reason. Maybe it just couldn't reach down there. Only one more of the distant generators to go, and then we have to get the ones that are actually on the mech. I would like to point out that having some generators on the mech, and having some of them separate from the mech seems really stupid. Depending on the range the generators can work at, wouldn't it be better to have them always separate from the mech? Or if they need to be super close to the mech, why aren't all of them on the mech? Are you just going to drive a truck around next to the mech with generators? There are two generators directly under the mech's chin, or rather inside its chin. These ones aren't so bad. There are a couple of guns on the side, but they barely hurt us. And I do mean barely, it's kind of embarrassing really. After we get rid of these two, the last four generators are on top of the mech. And these ones are a lot more difficult because there are a lot more robots up there, and some of them shoot missiles. Missiles that hurt a lot. In order to combat this missile barrage issue, we're going to use our web dome. So that way when we get completely wrecked by that flurry of missiles, they'll all hit our web dome instead of our face. Using the web dome, of course, also does destroy the generator right next to us. And there's also plenty of webbing and health at the sides of the arena, so we can keep up the strategy as long as we need to. Which isn't very long, because there's only, four of them. After this, the shield array will come down, and there actually isn't much to the boss fight after that. You might be surprised, you might think it has a second form or something, but it doesn't.
That's the last generator. Now for that sensor array. Going critical. That was too close. That hole should be my ticket out of here. Now to find Osborn's office and get out of this crazy place. Goblin! No!
So now we need to go back the way we came, but everything bad is happening. All of the super robots know we're here, so we need to constantly watch out for missiles. And we have to manually turn off the laser wall that's stopping us from leaving.
That looks like a security console. Maybe I can use it to shut off some of the defenses on this floor. Scratch one wall of lasers. Now to deal with the gun turrets.
In case you're wondering, these two control rooms we're going to be using were here for the level when we were here previously. There was just no use for them. Also, swinging and jumping constantly is how you get through this level without dying. You can also use the cannonball kick to briefly push the robots back.
Perfect. Now I just need to get past that energized door, and I'm set.
The only real advice I can give you for this level is to constantly jump around like a madman.
Okay. Energy field over that door is gone.
The game is kind of a jerk right here and puts you in this room with a robot when you have to slowly wait for this electrified door to open. But that's what our web dome is for. Not even their missiles can penetrate through it.
Oh, it's like a surprise party.
Yes, that is where the level stops at.